What is going on, my YouTube family? Sergeant Graybeard at Graybeard Gaming Group. Today is Monday, December 7th, and as always, I hope this message finds you healthy and safe. As I'm sure all of you know, Title Update 12 and Season 4 start tomorrow. Therefore, we want to take some time and go over the patch notes, give you an idea of what we can expect, and answer some of the questions you sent us over the weekend. Now, if you happen to be new to our channel, first of all, welcome. Secondly, feel free to hit that subscribe button. We would love for you to be a part of our gaming family. And if you enjoyed this or found it helpful at all, take a quick second and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. Finally, as most of you know, we have giveaways here, and our current one is for a $100 gift card to the Xbox or PlayStation Store. And all you need to do to enter is subscribe to our channel here or follow us on Twitter. Either way is fine. We will be announcing the winner on December 10th, which is this week, and as I've said in every previous video, my friends, keep in mind watching our content is not a requirement to win. Only watch the things here you may enjoy. That's why we give you the option of entering via Twitter. Having said that, let's get into today's video. There happens to be a ton of stuff to go over today, my friends, so grab a coffee, grab a drink. You guys know me, I don't judge. I mean, for me, it's 9 a.m. Pacific, so I probably won't start drinking for at least another 20-30 minutes. You can see on the screen right now, we're starting off with a message from developers. It says, a new season is almost upon us, starting on December 8th, and of Watch offers 12 weeks of in-game activities and unique rewards. Season 4 brings us a new seasonal manhunt, new leagues, a new global event, and new unique rewards, as well as 2 apparel events. Now, one of the only unfortunate things, my friends, is we now know Codename Nightmare has turned into an apparel-only event. That is disappointing. The gear does look pretty sick, so, this is where we're at in the game, and hopefully the game improvements will continue to happen. One of the next things we want to talk about is optimizing your weapons, and, with tomorrow they're launching the optimization station, and the biggest fear, not really fear, that's a wrong word, the biggest concern people have is, how expensive is it going to be to optimize your weapons and gear? Now, from what we've heard from the development team and all of the different research we've done and feedback we've gotten from you, the station is really designed to help get those weapons that are almost god-rolled over the edge. It's not really meant for, taking a low-level weapon and completely god-rolling it. Keep in mind, you do have the option of doing that. So if you have a weapon that's, let's say, at 50% of its potential and you want to spend all your time farming and grinding to max that thing out, that's totally up to you. You can do that. It will just take you a while. Now on this page you see it says upgrade the attributes of any weapon or gear piece in your inventory step by step to their maximum values, requires new materials sourced from all over the game, and then it goes into breaking down of what you need and where you can actually find these things. And just a quick breakdown, you can get alloys and weaves acquired by deconstructing high-end or better loot, tactical assessments acquired by defeating final bosses and missions, bounties, and the summit. And I really think as we move forward, the summit is really going to be a focal point for farming for everything. And that's not to say that you can't find these things in the open world as well. For instance, field recon data is acquired by completing control points in the LZ, landmarks in the DZ, and some summit floors. And as I mentioned a moment ago, one of the concerns that people had who were, involved in the PTS was that, is there going to be enough ways to get these resources? The developers have said yes, so as a community, we will all find out tomorrow, my friends. Moving on, one of the other questions a lot of you asked was, are they going to be increasing the percentage of rogue encounters? The answer is yes, and in addition to that, rogues will now be able to drop some of these things that we need for optimization. You can see here it says rogue agents will now drop a random stack of weapon or gear optimization materials, and the final rogue agents will drop a random stack of tactical assessment materials and a stack each of gear and weapon optimization materials. And in my opinion, my friends, that is a fantastic combination. The fact that we're going to be getting more rogue agents encounters, from my experience, that's where I've gotten the best gear in the game. And now that they can drop these things to optimize your weapons and gear, it only makes it better. The next new feature we want to talk about is the global event vendor. And the way the event is going to work now, any global event, is that from now on you will earn stars by completing global event challenges, which can be spent in the global event shop. And for those of you that played the Division 1, you're familiar with this concept. What you do is you get, these stars. Now, the one thing to remember is that the stars do expire when the global event ends. So any stars that you have do not roll over. You want to make sure you spend them while you have them. We've heard from a lot of you saying that you really haven't had an interest in the global event in the past. However, now that they've implemented a new reward system, that should get you more interested in doing these, moving forward. Another area in the game which is getting some much needed improvement has to do with the summit. You can see at the top, the developers said with TU12 changes to the summit, we want to round out the experience with a new progression system, commendations, and more. Now, we've gone over this before, so I'll just give you a few of the highlights. Players can now activate 2 summit challenges at a time. Rewards increase per challenge completed. Rewards include targeted loot items, summit challenge caches, which have optimization and recal materials, XP, and more, and they've also added 15 new commendations for the summit. And in addition to those changes, they've also made a lot of gameplay improvements where they've adjusted Summit weekly projects to now only require completing 30 floors. Completing every 3rd floor and every 10th floor will now reward an additional targeted loot item. They have added a new objective type and a couple of new objective variants. They've adjusted the frequency of specific objectives. This should make encountering multiple drone objectives in a row less frequent. And finally, as I mentioned before, they've adjusted the frequency of rogue agent encounters in the summit, reduced cooldown between when you can encounter rogues a second time, and that is a really good thing, my friends, because the summit, that should be the spot to farm moving forward. Continuing on, my friends, we want to get into the 3 new exotics in the game. All of you know by now, I've been talking about it nonstop. We have the exotic shotgun Scorpio. I can't wait to get that thing. We have the new exotic holster Waveform and the new exotic AR, the Capacitor. You guys know I've mentioned this in some of my most recent videos. There are going to be so many different hybrids of builds people are putting out. All 3 of these exotics can really be, used nicely in any type of build you're putting together. They are also introducing a new gear set. It is called the Rigger. There is a 2-piece bonus of 15% skill haste, a 3-piece bonus of 15% skill duration, and the 4-piece bonus is Tend and Befriend. Interacting with your deployed skills grants the skill 25% skill damage for 10 seconds, which means if you're just changing targets or using or deploying the skill, you're constantly interacting with it. Tomorrow, they're also going to be introducing some new named weapons, some new named gear. This is stuff we've covered in previous videos, so right now I want to talk about a few more things that you asked over the weekend that we want to try and answer. Many of you are wondering what is happening with inventory as well as loadouts. You can see here on the screen they are increasing the inventory space for each player to 150, and they've increased the number of loadouts for inventory and apparel to 16. And for those of you that are playing PvP, many of you have been asking about the shrapnel trap. They have reduced the PvP damage of it, and hopefully it's something that actually sticks when this thing is launched tomorrow. Which finally, my friends, brings us towards the end of the video and talking about bug fixes. And, I believe it was the middle of last week where I said, or maybe it was actually on Friday when I talked about the fact that with this patch, I had a feeling there was going to be an insane amount of bug fixes. Now, I will leave a link to the patch notes down below, so if you want to check them out yourself, you can, because I'm not going to bore you with going over all these bug fixes. It's too many to mention. So what I ask of you is, if you're having an issue with the game and it's not solved tomorrow, please let me know what's going on. Most of you know one of my goals here is to try to help you out in any way I can get things solved. I know that the game is going to be on hiatus in regards to communication. There's not going to be a state of the game to the beginning of the year. However, in any way I can pass info on, I want to help out. With that being said, I really think that this game is moving in the right direction. I know I said this in my previous video, there's only one direction we can go, and that's in a positive one, because I think for a lot of gamers that this game didn't live up to certain expectations, so now that they're implementing things we've asked for, it can only hopefully get better. I happen to be really excited about the changes that are coming to the game. I cannot wait to bring you different farming videos and build videos and just XP things and everything we can find in this game to help improve your gameplay. We definitely want to bring it to you. Having said all of that, my friends, I think we're going to wrap this video up. I want to once again thank you all for the continued support. We have cracked 6,000 subscribers. We're on our way to 7, and how you've welcomed us into the Division 2 community has been absolutely amazing. It's going to be a very busy week at our channel, to say the least. I want to bring you at least 2 or 3 more Division videos, which I'll do. There'll be some farming ones. We'll do our vendor reset tomorrow, which we haven't been able to do in a while, but we're also doing content for Assassin's Creed, Immortals Phoenix Rising, as well as Cyberpunk starting this week. Therefore, if you are new to our channel, know that we're just getting things started here. So feel free to hit that subscribe button. We would love for you to be a part of our gaming family. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button. But most importantly, take care, be kind, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.